Hi, welcome to Ramnathim Ganit Shala. In today's session, we are going to discuss how to find square root of a number. Okay, so in the previous class, we discussed squares, square root of a number, and perfect square. Okay, so let's see how to find out square root of a number which is a perfect square. All right, so let's start with our first example today. Let's say find square root of 1225. So essentially what I want to find is 1225 square root. This is the sign for square root. So what is the square root of 1225? Now there are two methods of finding out the square root of a number. One is the prime factor method and the second one is the division method. So we are going to start with prime factor method, which I believe you are already familiar. So for 1225, let's find out the prime factors. Okay, so we were doing this in HCF and LCM. Okay, so you must have already studied this when you watched my video on HCF and LCM. So let's start. This ends with 5, 1225. So let me divide by 5. So 5 2s are 10, 5 4s are 20, and okay, is that correct? Again it is divisible by 5, 5 9s are 7, and 7 7 1. So 1225 is nothing but 5 into, let me write this properly, 5 into 5 into 7 into 7. Is that right? Now group prime factors such that the same number you group in pair of 2s. Okay, so let's say this is one pair of 5, this is another pair of 7. Okay, so one pair of 5, one pair of 7. So and make two brackets. Okay, put 1 5 here, 1 5 here, 1 7 here, and 1 7 here. So 5 into 7, 5 into 7. It's just the same, just I am rearranging, right? It should not matter. The multiplication of this or this should give you the same value, which is 1225. So this is fine. So this is 35 into 35. So any guesses what is the square root of 1225? Right? The square root of 1225 is that number which when multiplied by itself gives 1225. So square root of 1225 is that number which when multiplied by itself gives you 1225. So 35 I am multiplying by 35, I get 1225. So square root of 1225 is 35. Now that was the definition, right? So now that was pretty easy. Let's take another example, right? So let's find out about our next problem, right? So next problem is square root of 8.41. So essentially what we need to find out is square root of 8.41 is equal to how much? Let's simplify this a bit. So I can write 8.41 is nothing but, let's reduce this size a bit, okay, is nothing but 8.41 into 100 by 100, right? So that I want to remove the decimal point here, so I multiply with 100, so it will be 841, but don't want to change the value, so I also divide it by 100. Okay, so now this becomes 841 by 100, correct? Now 841 is nothing but, if you do the prime factor method, actually in this case 841 is nothing but 29 into 29. 29 29s are 841, so 29 and 1. So this is 29 into 29, and 100 is nothing but 10 into 10. Okay, so square root of 841 by 100 is nothing but 29 into 29, 10 into 10, right? It's nothing but square root of n into n is nothing but n. Okay, so in this case 29 into 29 square root is nothing but it's 29, and in this case it becomes 10, correct? No, so it is nothing but 2.9. Okay, so this is the final answer. So simplified, removed the decimal point here in the numerator, and found out the prime factors of both numerator and denominator. In this case 10 is not a prime factor, but I can always do it as it is, right? So 2 into 5 into 2 into 5, right, is nothing but 2 into 5 to 2 into 5, right? So this is 10 into 10. That's the way I straight away wrote it, right? So 2 and 5 are prime factors, right? Okay, all right, that's good. So the answer is 2.9. I hope this is also clear. Okay, all right, let's move on to our next problem, okay, and see if we can find out the square root using the prime factor method. Okay, now one thing you would have noticed while finding out the prime factor, while finding out the square root using a prime factor method, grouping is required. So grouping has to be successful. Okay, if doesn't group, then you cannot find out the square root of a number. Okay, so that was the reason why we initially said let's find out the square root of a perfect square. Okay, in the case of a perfect square you will see the grouping of numbers. Let's if you have not understood, let's see what I am talking about. So okay, what is the square root of 24? Let's apply the prime factor method. 24, let's divide by 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3, 3 and 1, correct? No? So now I can say 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Okay, 24 is nothing but 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So I group this, but then I don't have another 2 to group this 2 with, nor do I have another 3 to group this 3 with. So that is where this method will not work. You will not get a, okay, you will not get a, you cannot find out the square root of 24. And if you see, 24 is also not a perfect square, right? Square root of 24 lies between 4 and 5. 4 4s are 16 and 5 5s are 25. So square root of 24 is somewhere between 4 and 5, right? It will be in some decimal, 4 point something, right? And you will not get the exact value of the square root here. So that's why it is not a perfect square. And because it is not a perfect square, you also cannot group them into 2's, right? You can make 24, I mean, another question, right? What they typically ask is, with what should I multiply 24 so that that product becomes a perfect square, right? So to make 24 a perfect square, you just enable grouping. So we should multiply by, right, it's 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, right? 24 was this. I have one grouping. I don't have a grouping for 2, so I multiply by 2, and I don't have a grouping for 3, right? So I'll multiply by 3. Then I have proper grouping. So it becomes 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. So this one group, this one group, this one group. So square root. So what number it becomes? 2 to the 4, right? Into 4 into 9, right? So 4 was 16 into 9. What is 16 into 9? 16 into 9 is 144. Is 144 a perfect square. Square root of 144 is nothing but 12, which is a exact root you have been able to find. So which means 144 is a perfect square. So in order to make this number a perfect square, with what number should I multiply? You should be multiplying with 6, because that was something which was missing here, and we multiplied to make the grouping possible, right? So that's one of the question they ask. They say, okay, is this particular number a perfect square? And if it is not, with what should I multiply, right? With what is the least number with which I should multiply to make that number a perfect square? So 24 is not a perfect square. What is the least number should I multiply so as to make it a perfect square? So the least number is 6 here, right? Just minimum grouping what is required. So 2 is there, so I add one more 2. 1 3 is there, I add one more 3. That's it. So 2 into 3 6 is what I need to multiply 24 to get 144, which is a perfect square whose exact root is 12. Alright, that's good. I hope you understood. Okay, so if another question, right? So if I am not able to find out the square root of 24 using the prime factor method, how can I find out the square root of 24? So there is another method, which is the division method. Let's do that. Okay, so let's find out the square root of 24 using the division method. All right. So a couple of things here. All right. So square root of 24. So right now, what we do is we write 24 as 24.000000, right? In this method, we group digits. We group 2 digits together. So now we'll start with the decimal point here. Left 2 digits, right 2 digits. So now 24. This is one group. Similarly, there are no numbers further to the left, so I leave it there. And now from the decimal, I move to the right. So 2 digits, one pair. 2 digits, another pair. 2 digits, another pair. If you want to add, does not matter. Any number of zeros you can add. Group them into. Okay, this is fine. Okay, now the method goes like this. Okay, now we have to find out a number which, when multiplied by itself, will give me 24, or a number which is slightly less than 24. So let me do my tables. So 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9, 4 4s are 16, 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25. 25 is greater than 24, so I cannot take it. So I'll go with 4. 4 4s are 16, right? Okay, so this is 8. So far so good, no problems here. All right. The next, and I need to bring down is the decimal, but the moment I hit a decimal, I put a decimal here. Okay, and then let me bring the next pair down. So 0 0. Great. Okay, now whatever is here, the previous part here, I mean, we multiplied 4 by 4, right? So let's add these two guys. 4 plus 4, 8. Okay, now I need to put here some digit which, when multiplied with this whole number, will give me 800. So I can, possible values are 81 into 1, so these two are same, or 82 into 2, or 83 into 3, right? So what would be that number which I should put here and multiply with that, so that I get 800 or slightly less than 800. Okay, so that number, just give me a second, my pen. All right. Okay, so that number seems to be 8. All right, let's calculate that. So 88 into 8, 64, 70, 89 into 9, 9 9s are 81, 9 8s are 72, plus 8 80. 801. So slightly more, so I cannot take 9, I will settle for a 8. 88 into 8 is equal to 704. All right. So that brings me to 96. Is that right? Okay. So this was the one which I brought in the earlier case. Now I bring the next two, which is in a pair. Okay. And whatever I added here, I mean whatever part of the quotient or whatever you call it, right? So let me add 88 to the last one which we just put. 88 plus 8 is 96. Now this looks tempting, 96 and 9600. Okay. Same thing again we repeat. 96, what digit should I put here such that it will become 96 1, maybe 961 1, or is it 962 into 2, 963 into 3, so on and so forth. 969 into 9, which one would be closer to 9600, okay, and less than 9600 or equal to 960. Okay, so let's figure that out. It turns out it is 9. Okay, so let's figure it out. 968 into 8. Okay, 8 is a 64, 54. Okay, is that correct? All right, 969 into 9. Let's take a bit higher. 9 is 81. Okay, so this is definitely, yeah, so I think it is not 8, it is 9. Okay, it shouldn't be 8, it is 9. So 969 into 9, okay, it comes to 8721. All right, so let's subtract it. 79, okay, and then 815, 879, is that right? Okay, then we bring the next pair here. So far, right, 0 0, right, and this is correct. So what should we write here now for the next set of divisions, right? 969 plus what we added just now, so it comes to 978. Okay, so now find out for yourself what that thing would be, right? And my calculation says that it is 8. Okay, so 8 here you add and 8 you add here. Okay, so 9788 into 8, 8 is a 64, 8 is a 64, 79 is a 72, 79, 72, 79 is something like this, right? And what about this? 9789 into 9, 9 is 81, 9 is 72, 80, 63, 71, 81, 88, something like this, right? So this is what it is. Now if you see, right, you do calculation, then you will bring the next set of next pair down, and this can continue. It is not going to be exact value, right? In that case, sometimes in the exam they ask you, find out the square root of 24 correct to 2 decimal places, right? So find square root, or rather I write it as it is like this, correct up to 2 decimal places. What do you mean by decimal places? The number of digits after the decimal places is 2, if you are saying 2 decimal places. So if you have to find out correct to 2 decimal places, right, what I do is I find out, I calculate till 3 decimal places, right, 9 8, and now I look at the last digit. Okay, I need the answer correct to 2 decimal places. If last digit, if this digit is greater than 5, I add 1 to the previous digit here. If it is greater than or equal, I add 1 to the previous digit. If it is less than 5, I do nothing. I just remove the last digit here. Okay. So now in this case, if you see the third digit here, right, the third decimal place, right, is 8, greater than 5. So I have to do the correction. I have to add 1 to the previous digit, which is 9 here. And if you add that, it becomes 4.89 plus 0.01, right? We're just adding. So it becomes 0.90. So it becomes 4.9, right? So that is the answer, or that is the square root of 24 correct to 2 decimal places. So it is 4.90 or something, you can say. All right, that's fine. Okay, 4.90 is the answer. Doesn't matter, 0 is anyway, it doesn't change the value here in this case, but yeah, I'm just put. All right, so this is the answer. Now let's take a look at some other problem. Okay. Yeah, so the next example is, let's say square root of 0.000625. Okay, there is a decimal point here, 625, right? One way of doing it is, now if you see, this happens to be a perfect square. I'll show you how. Okay, so let's say, can I not write it as 0.000625 into, I don't want the decimal in the numerator, so I should multiply with maybe 6 zeros, 3, 4, 5, 6, because if I multiply by 1 followed by 6 zeros, the decimal would land after 5 years. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but then I also divided by 6, 1 followed by 6 zeros. Okay, so numerator becomes what? 625. All right, and denominator becomes, all right. So let me express this in the form, this is 25 by 25, right, and this is nothing but 1000. Is that correct? 25 into 25 is 625, right? So I can do all that, wherein 25 is nothing but 5 into 5 into 5 into 5, right? It would be this way, and here it would be, I skipped a step, but I hope it is okay. So here I can add 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10, right? I group this, 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 and then accordingly rearranging, right? I'll get 25 into 25, 1000 into 1000, one from each in each group. So 110 goes here, 110 goes here. Similarly, from this group 110 goes here, 110 comes to the other group, so on and so forth. So this is what I get, and if I divide, right? So square root of 25 into 25 is nothing but 25. Square root of 1000 into 1000 is nothing but 1000. Is nothing but 25 by 1000, right? So 1, 2, 3, decimal should land here. I put a 0 here. Is nothing but 0.025 is the answer, right? Can we do it by division method, right? Now this was a perfect square which we were able to do some rearranging and maybe simplifying here and there and coming out with this nice method, right? We were able to find out. How about you do it with the division method, right? So let's do it with the division method. We don't simplify it, we just write as it is, 0.000625. Okay. Now we again group, remember we were grouping to the left and right side of the decimal, so there is nothing to group, there is only one, so we just leave it. Okay. Typically to the left of the decimal there is one digit, right? If there were two and many more, I would have grouped it. I just leave it as it is, so it is a one in a group. Okay. Here I can group, here I can group, here I can group, right? I can add any number of zeros if it is needed, right? But since this is a perfect square, I am sure we won't need to look beyond this. Okay, we don't need to put the additional zeros after 5. Okay, so now we start with our exercise. What should I multiply with itself so that I get a 0, right? In this case, I mean, we will have to have the only the possible value is 0 into 0, 0, right? I write 0 here, 0, right? So this is fine. I see a decimal, I put a decimal point and I bring the next set of next pair. So again it is 0, 0, right? I write the same thing here. I don't write, I add this 2 and write here. So it is nothing but 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. Alright. Now what should I add here such that I multiply 0, let's say 0, 1 into 1 or 0, 2 into 2 or 0, 3 into 3, right? Should be just less than this. Now obviously nothing, because 0, 1 is nothing but 1. 1 into 1 will give you 1, which is much more than 0 here. So I have to put 0 here, 0 here, 0, 0, right? And then 0 here. Okay. I hope you understood this part, right? Maybe I am just wasting time here, but for the way we explained the previous division method for 24, the same way I am doing it. So you will see a similarity here, right? Okay. Now, if you see the next part, I bring 0, 6, right? 0, 0 plus the last digit which we added 0, so it is 0. Now, what should I add here such that when I multiply with that digit, I get 6 or less? So, possibilities are 0, 1 into 1 or 0, 2 into 2, 0, 3 into 3, right? 0, 1 is nothing but 1, 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9. 9 will be more than 6, so I will settle for 2 into 2. So I add 2 here, okay, and I add 4 here, okay. So this is fine. So 0, 2 is nothing but 2, 2 into 2, 4. So I subtract it and I bring the next set of guys, which is 25, right? So now what should I put here, right? 0, 2 plus what I added the last time, that is 2, so it becomes 4. Forget about the decimal, right? Just add whatever digit you added here, you appended here or whatever to this. So 0, 2 plus 2 gives me 4, right? Now I need to add something here which when multiplied with itself, which when multiplied with this entire number combined will give me 225 or less. So possible options: 41 into 1, 42 into 2, 43 into 3, right? 44 into 4, 45 into 5, and seems like 45 into 5 is what we were looking for. 45 into 5 is nothing but 225. Okay, so I read that here: 45, 5, 225, 0, and nothing else to bring, because after that everything is 0, right? So what is the root of this? This is the root of that number, which is this. Isn't it same as this? So we were able to find out the root using prime factor method and the division method. We got the same answer. Prime factor method worked because this was a perfect square. Good. So that brings us to the end of today's lecture. And so in today's lecture we studied square root of a perfect number by prime factor method and division method, which was this, and also we found out the square root of a non-perfect or rather a number which is not a perfect square by the division method. Remember, square root of 24 we did, right? Square root of 24, right? We found out the square root of 24 using the division method, right? So I hope you enjoyed today's session and you learned something new, right? So please subscribe to my channel. If you learned something today and enjoyed it, please give me a like, subscribe to my videos and also share it with your friends. Click the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you would be the first one to be notified. And take care and study well, children, study hard, and God bless you all. Bye bye.